Google Translate said, "This means I miss you. I just told my boss I want to kiss you."
Bro, I asked for a spoon and the waiter brought me a funeral wreath.
If Google Translate was a person, we'd sue him. Welcome to the Funny English Podcast,
where English is fun, weird, and sometimes dangerously wrong.
Today's episode, Google Translate. If it had a face, we'd slap it.
And love it at the same time. Let's go! Can I have a fork, please?
Here is your pig's ear.
Wait, what?
Hey, Google said this means I'm thinking of you.
You're stuck in my teeth like chicken. What?
I'm crying.
Excuse me, where is the bathroom?
You asked me, where can I cry in private?
I mean, close enough, but still.
Okay, real talk. Why does this keep happening? Like, every single time I try to say something simple and sweet, it ends up getting totally messed up. It's like Google Translate just loves to turn my messages into some kind of confusing joke or disaster. I mean, how can "I miss you" turn into something that sounds like a weird confession? Or asking for a spoon suddenly becomes some bizarre request? It's honestly so frustrating and hilarious at the same time that I'm starting to question if the problem is me or this app.
Because Google Translate doesn't speak vibes. It literally just goes word by word with zero idea of the feelings or the context behind those words. It's like it's putting together a sentence with Lego blocks without knowing what the final shape should look like. English isn't like that. It's full of phrases, slang, and expressions that don't make sense if you just translate them word for word. That's why you end up with sentences that are awkward, funny, or even completely wrong.
Like when someone says, "I'm down," it actually means "I agree" or "I'm up for it." But Google Translate just spits out, "I'm falling." Can you believe that? It sounds like I'm literally tripping and falling down somewhere. She shook her head in disbelief, almost laughing at how absurd it was to think a simple phrase could turn into such a bizarre image. How is anyone supposed to understand that?
And don't get me started on "I'm starving." We all say it to mean "I'm really hungry," right? But Translate goes and makes it "I'm dying from food absence." Like, seriously, who talks like that? It sounds way too dramatic, like someone's narrating a tragedy instead of just saying they want to eat. No one says that in real life, dude. It's just plain wrong.
Here's what you should say instead if you want to sound like a real native speaker. Because honestly, that's what gets lost in translation most of the time. When you say "I'm starving," it doesn't mean I want to eat food, literally. It just means you're really hungry. But Translate makes it sound like a dramatic life or death situation. And when you say "I'm broke," it's not the same as saying "I don't have money" in a boring way. It's slang, it's casual, like telling someone you're out of cash, but with some style. Then there's "that's lit," which doesn't mean that's very good in the usual sense. It's like saying something is exciting, cool, or fun. But Translate just ruins the vibe by giving you a dry, boring version of it. She listed more examples. "You nailed it" means you did good, but sounds way more enthusiastic, like you totally crushed it. And "hit me up" is just a casual way of saying "contact me," way less formal and way more friendly. "I'm in" doesn't mean "yes, I accept your plan," like some official contract. It's like you're pumped and ready to go. A quick, easy way to say you're on board with whatever's happening. She paused and smiled, knowing how much these little phrases matter when you want to speak naturally, not robotically.
Learn English in chunks, in phrases, not just words. You can't just memorize one word at a time and expect to speak like a native. Real English is about learning common expressions, whole phrases that people use all the time. That's how you get the flow and sound natural. If you try to learn only words separately, your sentences will be awkward and people won't really understand what you mean.
Because Google doesn't know if you're flirting or starting a war. Seriously, sometimes the way it translates your message, it feels like you're sending love letters when you just wanted to say hello, or like you're declaring a battle when you simply asked a question. It's crazy how one wrong phrase can totally change the whole meaning and get you in trouble. Okay, John, I put 3 different phrases into Google Translate and then translated them back again to see what it would come up with. Now you have to guess what I was actually trying to say in the first place. It's kind of like a game, but also a bit scary how different the meanings get after going through Google Translate.
Let's go! I'm ready for this challenge. Bring on the weird translations. You are like an angry making You're acting weird?
Correct. The original phrase was actually, "You're being dramatic." It's hilarious how Google Translate can turn something simple into a funny insult about fruit. Instead of telling someone they're overreacting, it sounds like you're calling them a grumpy banana. This just shows how literal and off Google Translate can be sometimes, turning everyday expressions into total nonsense.
I will jump on your head in 5 minutes. What? Is that, I'll call you in 5?
Bingo! The original phrase was simply, "I'll call you in 5 minutes," but Google Translate turned it into a threat of literal violence. Imagine telling someone you're about to jump on their head. That's not exactly a friendly way to say you'll ring them soon. It's wild how these translations can totally change the mood from casual to scary without meaning to. Just shows how much context and idioms matter in real English.
My dog is in your brain. Bruh, what? You're thinking like me?
Yes, the original phrase was supposed to be, "Great minds think alike." It's crazy how Google Translate turned a compliment about shared thoughts into something about a dog living inside your head. Imagine trying to say you both have similar ideas, but it comes out sounding like a weird pet invasion. This just shows how literal translations can totally miss the real meaning behind idioms and expressions.
Google Translate is like a drunk uncle at a wedding. Sometimes it tries to help, but most of the time it just ends up confusing everyone. You think you're getting a perfect translation, but what you actually get is a bizarre mix of words that make no sense at all. It's funny and frustrating at the same time because it can turn a simple phrase into a total disaster, leaving you wondering if your message even made it across.
Tag your friends and share your weirdest translation stories below. We've all been there. Those moments when technology lets us down in the funniest ways possible. Fluent tip of the day. Never trust a robot with your love life or your grammar. Seriously, relying on machines for translating your feelings or crafting perfect sentences can backfire big time. Robots just don't get the nuances, the emotions, or the subtle jokes that make language alive. When it comes to love, a wrong word or phrase could totally change the meaning, turning something sweet into something awkward or even embarrassing. Same goes for grammar. Google Translate might sound like a genius until it messes up a simple sentence and leaves you scratching your head. So trust your heart and your human brain more than any robot.
Learning English isn't just about memorizing words or grammar rules. It's about catching the real vibe, the way people actually speak every day. That's why it's best to learn from real people, from real phrases they use in conversations, and not from robotic translations or textbooks that sound stiff and unnatural. And you know what? The best way to do that is through something fun, something that keeps you entertained while you pick up new expressions and slang. Like a funny podcast that actually makes you laugh while you learn, so the language sticks naturally. Because when you're laughing, your brain remembers better, and you start speaking like a native without even realizing it. It's like learning without the boring parts, making the whole process enjoyable and effective at the same time.
You know how sometimes Google Translate just completely misses the point? Like when it sees on fire, it literally thinks you're about to burn or die or something. But we, the real English speakers, know that when someone says you're on fire, it actually means you're doing amazing or you're killing it right now. It's a way to hype someone up, to say they're doing something really well, like they're unstoppable. It's crazy how the same phrase can mean totally different things depending on the context. This is exactly why translating word for word doesn't work, because language is full of vibes and meaning beyond just the words themselves. Getting the hang of these phrases is like unlocking a secret code to sounding natural in English.
All right, speaking of fire, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe so you never miss out, and hey, why not drop your funniest or weirdest mistranslation story in the comments below? It's always hilarious to see what crazy things Google Translate comes up with when it tries to make sense of our slang and expressions. Trust me, you won't want to miss the wild stuff people share. Let's keep the laughs coming and learn some real English along the way.
You know, if you don't share your weird translation story soon, John might just end up writing his next love letter using Google Translate. And honestly, who knows what kind of crazy, mixed-up romance that would turn into. Imagine telling someone, "I love you," and it coming out as, "I'm jumping on your head," or something totally bizarre like that. It's scary, but hilarious at the same time. So seriously, drop those stories before John's love life becomes a full comedy show.
Honestly, nobody wants that kind of disaster, especially not my mom. She's already worried enough about me. Imagine if she reads a love letter that sounds like a confusing mix of "I will jump on your head" and "my dog is in your brain." That would be the ultimate embarrassment. So yeah, let's keep John's love life safe from Google Translate's crazy inventions and stick to real words and real feelings, because some things are better left untranslated.
Welcome to the Funny English Podcast, your go-to place where learning English isn't boring or confusing, but actually super entertaining and full of laughter. We bring you real-life phrases, quirky translations, and hilarious stories that make picking up a new language feel easy and fun. Whether you're struggling with tricky idioms or just want to hear some silly language mix-ups that will brighten your day, this podcast has got you covered. So buckle up, get ready to laugh, and learn English the way real people speak it.
Where we don't just speak English, we laugh in it too. See you next time. Bye.